How's it going, laser bruises up? I'll be Sixkilla and welcome back to Not For Broadcast. In the last one, shit went south real hard. Like, real hard. I don't even know if Jeremy's still alive. But in our next broadcast, I guess we're going to find out. I can't imagine who they'd replace him with, though. This is going to be interesting. And potentially not in a good way. This could be bad. Maybe my choices ruined everything. That wouldn't be the first time. I have a habit of doing that. Please be alive, Jeremy. I quite liked you. You wake up, still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. When you came downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room waiting for you. You take a seat on the sofa next to Sam. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night. After Jeremy, everything that happened. Sam shakes their head. I wonder what they'll do with him now. Are you okay? I can't shake the feeling that he might be right. Sam glances at Charlie, then back at you. We saw that you chose to play that tape. They paused before continuing, and I couldn't help but wonder why. It seemed like the right thing to do. What? That's not good enough. Disrupted bad people. I can't believe you did that. Charlie's outburst seemed to come out of nowhere, and no one in the room was prepared for it. Do you even think about how this stuff affects people? You're a fucking idiot. Sam tries to interject, Charlie, but he's already slamming the door. Charlie was always a bit black and white about that sort of thing. For what it's worth, Alex, I think you're in an impossible situation, and somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Not only were you stuck in that studio having to make that choice, only you were stuck in that studio and having to make that choice. No one could criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. You've never been so grateful to have Sam support you. You take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's all a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You sigh and absentmindedly turn on the TV. It's nice, at least you got some company. The TV is playing through some old Western show, but it's not quite as distracting as you'd hoped. You were never going to please everyone. You never can. And it's a fool's errand to try. Okay, that's a lot of days. This is like 2 months later. A holiday update. Just as you finished up breakfast, Sam comes in with the post. Oh, we got a postcard from Susie. I hope she's having fun on her trip. Sam reads it aloud as you finish getting ready for work. So, I've seen what feels like most of Urkistan. Really cool place, but so cold. Hope Chippy enjoyed the gift. And before you say anything, yes, you were right to make me pack extra pair of socks. Sam gives you a small kick under the table. Next, we got on the train to Konoslava. Much warmer, and loads of beaches to enjoy. I could have stayed there forever, but had to head to San Pelmerino before it got too cold, and I'm so glad we did. We probably got 1 or 2 more stops before heading home, but I'll be back in time for Christmas, I promise. Hope everyone's doing well. Love, Susie. Sounds like it's been a hell of a trip, worth every penny. Here we go. The 20-week war. Oh, here we go.
Alex, Bozeman, your boss. We're expecting deplorables from Disrupt to hack the signal tonight. Perhaps you could leave your personal beliefs at home and try not to let them ruin the broadcast. Even if you don't care for the government, I assume you understand you have
The mute button's been changed.
interest in us staying on the air. Stay out of the orange.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting about the power. We're not having to worry about the heat wave now? Are we good?
That thing you do where you turn politicians into humans?
Let's check Crazy Neil and oh, they fixed the tape player.
Politics in general, really.
They do know this is the news, don't they?
You didn't hear this from me, but
What is this button? It's the beep button, but they changed it so it looks different. What's the point of that?
apparently there's
Does the same thing, right?
HQ right now. I think she's giving a speech or something tonight.
What is this?
Oh, great. So they get the brains and we get the performing.
Oh, can we make the sound effects?
Sometimes you sound just like him, you know.
How are you?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I miss him too, you know.
10 seconds, everybody.
Rumpledolz.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
It's time to join Megan and the team for the National Night.
Good
Here
evening.
we go.
This is the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 140th day of war. Our main headlines tonight. Company of heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Sadly, however, more casualties were reported today, and as the weeks and months of this war make ever more demands on our armed services, those numbers will, tragically, only continue to rise. Don't starve. Advance's food programme moved from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time.
Screw
and
you,
the government's
Advance.
agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. However, with a reported rise in mental and physical health issues since
That
the
kid does not want their piece of
blockade,
bread.
critics have questioned whether those smaller communities which are only now starting to receive help
This bread
could
is
have been better and
craptacular.
quicker served. 7 days to die. The recent decision to allow those with long-term health conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their
We're gonna make
final
Advance
years,
look like
the
shit
expansion of the
today.
service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. With dwindling medical supplies leaving many of our most vulnerable facing chronic pain, it can come as no surprise that the transition centres have found themselves stretched to capacity. Populace. More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a teen membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight.
Oh,
While
now
applications
they're
are still
required.
open for those who like to run fashionably late, they can expect a few
I thought they were
tricky
optional.
questions from Advance. Start me up.
They start off optional.
Disrupt spokesman Alan James held an impromptu rally today in the northern city of Mankipool. Large crowds gathered to hear the band speaker prove Disrupt are still able to capture the public's imagination. Community cohesion officers found themselves challenged by the unruly mob element always present at Disrupt events, but thankfully managed to keep violent incidents to a minimum. And finally,
I don't like anyone here.
our mutual friend. Bail was denied in the High Court today for shamed former National Nightly News anchor Jeremy Donaldson. The
He's going to
presenter
jail.
will be transferred to new lodgings at Pension Ridge Prison, while the lengthy preparations for his trial, which is still 18 months away, begin. Following his very public breakdown on this programme 10 weeks ago, the once loved presenter was disarmed and taken into custody by the Community Cohesion team.
How sad.
Let's hope doctors can help the once great man. But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week and people hurting up and down the country, I'll be grilling
Here we go.
unpredictable Prime Minister Peter Clement in an exclusive interview from his home in Lanfordshire. That's coming up on tonight's National
1.
Nightly News.
Come on, come on. Don't do this to me, Wave. Here we go.
In part 2, I'm a little overexcited to announce I'll be interviewing the one and only Lil C. And later we've got a new feature that's sure to keep you coming back for more. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's speaking to us from his home in Lanfordshire. Good evening, Prime Minister. Have we caught you exercising?
Have we started? Yes, that's right, Miss Wolf. Just a few minor adjustments. I mean,
You look senile.
I haven't joined the gym or anything. As my old man
Or
used
drunk.
to say,
I think he's drunk, actually.
just because she won't take it up the shit, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try for a quick fiddle up the car park.
Language, Prime Minister. Language, Prime Minister.
What? Quick fiddle? What's wrong? Oh, shitter. It's shitter, isn't it? Yep, that's the one.
And can you tell us what brought about this new you?
Well, you know, Mrs. C and I were watching, you know, the night the blockade began, when Jeremy Donaldson...
And I did something I would never have done in my old life. I listened. I listened to Jean, who told me that although she has financial security for her and her family for the first time in her life, she finds also for the first time that she can no longer sleep peacefully at night. I listened to Clive, who is preoccupied by the worry of
I don't
being a
care.
burden on his children.
Fuck you.
And counting the days until they sit him down and tell him he is exactly that. I listened to Anna, who spends her lunchtimes in the school cafeteria eating alone, because she is the only girl in her class who isn't a go-getter. They have never met, these three, and they are of different ages and social backgrounds, but they share a common experience. They share a nagging feeling that there is something deeply wrong in our utopia. And I share that feeling. And maybe you do too. In the days and weeks ahead, I will be speaking throughout the country, but you don't need to wait for me. Disruptor everywhere. Every bar, every street corner. Look for us and you will
This is good
find
ratings,
us.
man.
You are not alone. And Advance are not the only.
What? Together!
Alright, we're good. We're good.
Also,
Nearly messed that up.
it doesn't seem going abroad when the rest of the country is grounded.
And yet, Julia Salisbury announced today that she'll be visiting Svenland during this year's winter break. Is that really an example of team spirit?
What? Did you know about this, Gail?
Jesus.
No one tells me anything, Peter.
Alright.
You should know that.
Disrupt.
Well,
Let's all think about that for a moment. One of the nation's most respected and beloved truth
I'm gonna get
seekers
fired,
is to be
but it's
put
gonna
on
be awesome.
trial. And for what? Waving a gun around he clearly had no intention of ever using. That Jeremy Donaldson had a very public break is undeniable, but rather than law enforcement, wouldn't medical experts be the one to call? Of course, that was never going to happen. Jeremy Donaldson had a very public breakdown because he simply couldn't take what Advance were doing anymore. He knew that the national nightly news was being transformed from a bastion of truth into a frivolous chat show. And like a mother watching her child fall under a predator's spell, he couldn't stand by and allow that to happen. He chose to stand up to Advance, and their response will be to destroy him. He will be discredited, shamed, tried and convicted. They will break him as an example to us all. But today, Disruptors named
guy's
him
swearing a lot.
officer and absentia. We welcome him to our ranks. We are with you, Jeremy. You do not stand alone.
You know, I used to really like you, Pat. You were a breath of fresh air. But I've been watching you, and you know what? You get more like him every day.
The fuck?
I will take that as a compliment. Prime Minister, later on this evening, your co-leader Julia
I wanted to see what he
Salisbury
said,
will
'cause
give a
that sounded
national address from team
intimidating.
headquarters. Can you give us a hint of what she's going to say?
Yes. Well, I imagine that there
Sorry,
will be
sorry, you
the
imagine?
usual. No, what I mean is,
You do know about this broadcast, don't you, Prime Minister?
well, I'm sure I did. But Julia and I have no secrets from each other. We don't memorize each other's bloody diaries either. As my old mum used to say, if you wanted to get a job done quick, don't get bogged down in the pubes. What else you got?
Sorry?
Only cards. What else? A little piece of my life you want to rustle through. Get
You are the
out,
Prime
through
Minister.
my last. Well,
Kind of comes with
come
the
on.
territory.
Come on.
Okay. What music do you listen to when you work out?
Well, Gail tells me that I work out to Little C, but I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is. Do you think the C stands for?
It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister.
Yeah, actually, that does make more sense, actually.
How's rationing affecting you?
It's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by on the basics. Take comfort in each other. I've got Mrs. C and many a fine single malt. I want for nothing. Except for a decent night's sleep, of course.
Prime Minister, thank you for joining us. When we
What a
come
bastion
back,
of morality
it's
he
time
is.
for the Culture Spot with Lil C and a world premiere performance of her new song. I genuinely can't wait to hear that. We'll be back after this.
Go.
1 minute back, everybody. And that is what happens when you wander from the car.
I don't think he knew about her statement.
I don't think anyone
Crazy
was
Neil.
supposed to know. When you mentioned it, Bozeman's face turned a colour that I think you call embolism.
Am I in trouble?
Bozeman? Nah, you're like the daughter he never had. Suppose the higher-ups might fire him, though.
Who's Lil C?
Or if there's any justice, me.
Who's Lil C?
Are you winding me up?
What? I'm civilized. I read books.
Christmas is a way off and the blockade is getting
Go on, Crazy Neil.
Stock might be low, but the prices are lower. We've even had to get crazy creative, and we've got specials on all of
No doubt have spotted the updated mixing desk. You'll
Yes.
new buttons during the next sections. First, we'll need applause when the guest enters, and before her song. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it when we get there.
Okay.
Crazy Christmas dogs in hats. We got
Crazy Christmas dogs in hats.
jumpers. If you're feeling hungry, don't feel down in the mouth. You can have a dog on a log. And remember, a dog isn't for life. It's just for Christmas to eat. It's a crazy deal at Crazy Neil's. We've got elves on trees. We've got trees on elves. If you want to know where the elf on the shelf is, we've got elves on elves. Bend over and ready for you to take home. We got naughty Christmas nativities with naughty Christmas figurines. We
I've
got
never heard
crazy
of it
Christmas nut bums. We've got crazy Christmas big bums. It's the sixth. This is Crazy Neil used to say to me, bang, bang, bang. You have to go, but I still love Christmas. Christmas without her is not the same, but I don't care, because I'm insane. Come on down to Crazy Neil's for your Christmas needs. Lunch not included.
Alright, here we go.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Men, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records
All right.
at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C.
Staff, excellent work.
May I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the regime?
And my manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water and then having the leaves sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Oh, well, look at me, Meg. The leaves are my only nourishment.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you can't forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit
You
starstruck.
don't even know who she
Bless
is.
you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, that's good to know. So your first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer. And it
F
just
My
exploded.
Face Together?
What was that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really, it was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course. I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jean Short. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
But there's nothing that strange about it, Megan. Okay, yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
Uh-huh. So, this newfound explosion into your popularity, I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nicer underwear, you know, for the paparazzi, but as my manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
Is that right? So, what's the album about?
So I thought it was about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Oh, do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dance soon and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's from my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
Put it in my A together.
So soon, after the...
Son joined the Go-Getters. He's occupied now,
New album since
busy
lunchtime.
even. His room's never been tidier. But he keeps notebooks he won't let her read. And sometimes she catches him staring at her. And last week, she found him searching through her papers. When confronted, he always had a plausible answer, a good answer. But somehow it's too good. like it's been prepared in advance. Or possibly by them.
Clever
We
wordplay
want to
there.
know what the news will no longer tell us. And when we find out, we will tell you. We will hack into your news broadcasts. We will defend your right to information. We will
totally getting
resist,
fired, you know.
And we will disrupt.
It's been different, you know, like better. But I don't know. I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to wear.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little
totally
girl,
getting
I did
fired.
sit in front of the radio.
It's gonna be my last
And as soon
day.
as my favourite girl
Might as well get my
would
gun
come
out
in,
like
I could call
Jeremy.
them a Marquisette. But then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Oh, sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough. And sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, "Make Quagler proud and you might just survive childbirth."
Well, you know what, despite anything, you'll make me proud.
Oh, if only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you? Tell me about it.
Oh my god, she's terrible.
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. But you know what, it's actually all right. And don't worry, all my work is team approved.
All right then, well, you can go and get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit. It was a very specific type of pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Oh, so here is Lil C with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You Home. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Force's favorite.
This is gonna be terrible.
Team, here to break in your blockades. Lil C.
Can we have Disrupt hacking now?
Oh baby, can't you see?
Wow.
I'm hungry.
I think it's a little bit too close to the Britney Spears song, don't you think?
That's empty. I want that meat you're packing. Only you can fill that crack in me.
Oh my god.
I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here. Boy, I got no agenda. Just want the team and me. No dirty foreign member. Don't stop no morning drill. There's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I wanna scream this loud when you do your country proud. I ain't no vicar's daughter. Come and
Jesus.
on my border. Quick before I get much older. Tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die at two. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy? I wanna see some action. So come and break my sanctions. I've been this wild and free since Mama burdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family. There's no one judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, these babies gonna bring you home. I ain't no vicar's daughter, come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy and flip me over, grab my hair, rip off my clothes and dump them there? I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
Is this a bit gratuitous for, you know, the news? Teabagger, quick! Megan looks very uncomfortable over there. And I can't say I blame her.
Well, if that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will. I'd like to thank Little C for doing that. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this.
And we're out.
That was nightmarish. Pleasure Corp.
Can I just say, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours, won't you?
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective on me. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael?
Michael? What about Billy Bob Jeanshaw?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us for our image together.
Wow.
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. If they say for your pleasure, I'm going to start needing it.
What the fuck is going on over here?
This next section will lead you to use all four of the sound effects to help things along. Try and pick the most appropriate one in each given moment.
Well, the fact is, yeah, there weren't enough flowers in my dressing room.
Okay, I got this.
Do I look like the sort of...
Chlamydia?
No, not anymore. I'm better than that. I'll tell you what, just keep adding flowers until it
Due to the ongoing military blockade, some destinations may differ from those featured in this advertisement, as the cruise now mainly takes place around Zimbabwe.
Ooh, I hear that's lovely.
5, 4.
Alright, here we go.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick
here we go.
with the writer, director and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys.
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePlume now. How'd you like that?
Well, yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this?
Who?
Your wife.
Oh, God, no. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
And why did you write this? What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call offering me 25 grand to write a pro-team sitcom, and I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking. Wow. Utter shite.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
Oh my god. There's always something new to focus on and have to worry about. I can't cope.
You had it last time. Don't stop now.
Sorry.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh,
Is that funny?
Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalised my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive
The
members
fuck
of
are
the
we watching?
community. What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock.
I don't know what I'm doing. Slow clap.
See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Oh, I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one?
What do you want me to do here?
So you're
Nothing's
right.
happening. Why does it keep popping up? Fucking hell. You fucking idiot.
Here it is.
Oh, it's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda. She says she got an A on her maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up, losers? Hey?
What the fuck?
Oh, no. It's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Rad dudes?
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What did you say? Tutoring?
That's right. Maths is very important. Would you mind, Ray?
Not at all.
He's got his hands stuck in there for good.
Young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, blow me down!
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young
And hip
cool
you are. Yeah.
and not on your actions.
No doy.
So it wasn't you who vandalized my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of the chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up there? I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
Oh. Not another huge emergency thing. Or is this the war thing going on out there? Oh shit, it was a bomb. They just drop a bomb? To get our power.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but
Okay.
we are receiving some breaking
We're
news.
back.
I'm being told we are picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be what appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major foreign cities. Initial estimates put the death toll into... they put them into millions. I'm being told...
Was that one just
experiencing,
outside?
some power shortages as a result, so apologies for the interruption. And apparently we can go live now to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury any moment. Yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent.
You did it?
We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres and will not hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay.
Could be minor earthquakes throughout
The people of our territory will no longer tolerate your...
We've lost contact with our benefactors in Urkistan and Konoslava. While our equipment seems to be resetting, can we get this confirmed? Can we get this verified? I need this verified.
Your borders are now our people.
Receiving this, but if you are, then you have to know. You have to know what's being done right now to our neighbours. This is unprecedented. Our government has committed multiple acts of mass destruction in our name. Nor do I care how you voted. You didn't vote for this. None of us did. This can't be. We are awaiting further news and, oh, God. What if they respond?
Complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you.
What the shit?
I don't really talk about my personal life in my job. It's not relevant or important.
I need to know what she said. It should have been more important. I should have listened to her.
To learn that I have a brother. His name is David. And right now I can't get his stupid face out of my head. He's a researcher and he's currently travelling the continent for work. And I don't know where he is right now. And I should imagine that there are many of you sitting at home tonight digesting this news, and you also have loved ones on the continent. In Urkistan, or Havia, or San Palmerino, or Konoslava, which is where David was when I last spoke to him 3 days ago. So when I tell you I know how you are feeling tonight, believe me, I do. But I also know that there's a flow to events. I see it every day here. I know that although tonight it feels like we may be in a time of fear and darkness, we may actually be at the break of a new dawn. We don't know that yet. We can't know that yet, but together we will find out. And I will be here every night, feeling what you are feeling. And with your help, maybe we can all get to that brave new world. My name's Megan Wolfe. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Jesus.
People ringing round, but the telephone networks are overloaded. Okay. We'll find him.
Do we know exactly which cities were hit, or?
Megan. We will find him.
Man, I didn't know Advance were that bad. Jesus. Well, we've run out of episodes again. Shit. Oh man, I'm gonna be hanging out for some more episodes though. They really turned it up in this set of episodes, didn't they? Poor Jeremy. Nuclear bombing. Jeez, we were right to follow Disrupt. Jeez, I didn't realise they were going to be that bad. Alright, we're going to wrap this one up here. I'll let the credits run, as per usual. Because there's a lot of different people to last time, but good to be back in the main story part. Looking forward to the next part. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.
We're so proud to be here today on this, the 500-day anniversary of the...
It's time to choose. Alex, whose side are you on?
After all, doesn't your family deserve a good, nutritious meal in these difficult times?
But before we go, one final thought.